Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my videos. This one's going to be me using my land rover. I bought it about a year ago and I haven't made any videos on it, so I figured it was time. So in this driveway, it's got a real pretty big hump in the middle and the outer edges. It's about 8 inches taller than where the tire paths are. So we've got to do a lot of tearing up of stone and redistributing stone in the low areas. It takes quite a while, but it's a nice driveway when it's done. It looks great when it's done. The homeowners loved it, and that's all that matters. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you would, hit the subscribe, like, and share buttons. It helps the videos out. And if you would, just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. There's a couple spots right in here that's got potholes. You can see it in there. And that's why I've got my land leveler tilted forward a little bit. I've got it in the middle hole on my rippers. I don't want to go too deep because I don't know how much stone they have on this driveway, and I didn't want to pull up their base layer of stone. So I give it a little bit of a front tilt to give it just a little bit more depth on the Scarifier rippers. That way it can really break up this driveway really nice. So that you can tell as I'm pulling the land leveler that there's, the back blade is not even touching the ground. So it's got a little bit of a front tilt on it just for that purpose. Driveway is on a little bit of a hill, and where I'm at here at the road, it's relatively flat. And you can tell maybe that it's flat because I'm not pulling up anything from the middle and the sides. I'm getting the whole land leveler width across through here. But the bad part about it is these potholes need to be broke up with those Scarifier ripper teeth. And right there it missed a little bit. That's where the potholes started, right in there. So, but you can kind of tell that as we get into the incline of this driveway that goes uphill, it's got more of a crown in the middle, and the outer edges, there's very little tire path hitting with the Scarifier teeth. So I have to make several passes on here to be able to get this ripped up pretty good. The inside of this turn here has about, probably a 10 or 12 inch drop off from the yard. And the homeowner wants me to try to do something with that. So I want to try to pull some stone up, fill that in a little bit in that turn. She thinks it's probably delivery truck drivers are worn it out over time. I think it might have a little bit of that to do with that. But I think it's also the runoff because they're on a hill and the water has washed the stone on down the driveway a bit. So I pull stone from the bottom of the driveway up and try to fill that in, and you'll be able to see that later in the video what the final outcome was. Right here you can see in this area where one of the potholes were, the mud has splashed off to the side into the grass there beyond the driveway. You can tell that's broke up really good right now. got to apologize to the viewers on this one. This was totally my mistake. I pulled the Scarifier rippers up, and when I'd gotten back into the tractor, I'd bumped the camera, and it's off to the side just a smidge. So you still get to see everything that's happening. It's just not very well centered in the camera. So I do apologize. Make a couple of passes here, and I've got the both blades really loaded up with stone, and I put the skid shoe off into the grass just a little bit, and I dumped that stone right into that low-lying corner and fill that in with a couple of loads, and it's starting to take shape and look a lot better. And right here, I'm going over it very lightly and just gradually dragging a little bit of stone from the top to fill any low-lying areas, and make sure that I've got the sides cut down and the center hump is missing. And I've already filled in as much as I can that really low-lying area. So this is kind of the final touch before I finish up this job. That'll wrap it up for this video, folks. I appreciate you watching. If you've noticed, the center hump has been cut out, the sides have been cut down, that inside turn that was really low had been filled in. So all in all, it was a good turnout for this driveway. It took roughly an hour to work this driveway up and get it in shape the way it needed to be, and condensed it down for you so that you didn't have to bear through the whole thing. But I do appreciate it. If you would, once again, hit that like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it.